We're leaving the eating area, and I'm told to follow these kids. So they're going to walk us down. Hello.
Hello.
They're going to take us down to where the ceremony is. So we're entering where the ceremony is, finally, for the actual marriage. It's been going for about half an hour, and it goes for 3 hours in total. So finally, after all of these celebrations, the marriage of these two will occur.
It's our culture song they sing it. Come move, let's
ceremony is for women only. So when you look around the room here, there's around maybe 150, probably 200 women. In here, only women, and us foreign males are allowed in. Just because it's so uncommon, they're so excited to have us here. We're a fair way from the beaten track, so to speak. We're a fair way from any airports or anything. They're very excited to have us here, as I keep mentioning. And they've allowed us to come in to watch the ceremony, which is, again, the ceremony is only for women. So you can see just women only, and mention everywhere. So we're very lucky. It shows how much they really appreciate. This is what I hear the most from people here, is they're happy that we're interested. They're very honoured that we're interested in their culture, and we came this way to be a part of that. So it's a common theme, and it is very happy and appreciative people. In the orange here, we have the groom, and the guy closest to me with the checked jacket there, with the black and red checked jacket, he's kind of like the best man, but he's actually more like a mentor. So he takes the groom everywhere and makes sure the groom's doing the right thing. See, he's holding the sword there with his left hand as an example of etiquette. So he's just making sure all the customs and traditions are followed throughout the ceremony by the groom and everyone else around him.
Mangalam Bhagwan Vishnu, Mangalam Garuda Dwaja, Mangalam Pundarikaksha, Mangalaya Tanu Hare, Mandapamadye Kanya Padravo Savadan, Mandapamadye Kanya Padravo Savadan.
And here is the bride. So you can tell from the body language which of these girls it is, the one right in the middle there. A few things to note. First of all, the walk towards the stage is very slow, very deliberate, as was the walk a few moments earlier by the groom. Now, this is all about being very stoic. Yeah, there's no emotions here. Watch her face. She's trying to hide the emotions. There's obviously a lot of emotion there, a lot of excitement, a lot of nerves, a whole lot of stuff swooshing around. But she has to be steely faced. So as she walks up, you'll notice she will express no emotion or feeling at all. And even later on, when I show you some footage of when they're on the stage together, they're not allowed to look at each other.
at this point. There's a lot of reasons to this and how it ties into the customs and culture and so forth. So it's something to look out for. They don't just hug and kiss excitedly on the stage. They're literally not allowed to look. And I've spoken about this at some length with the groom, and the groom was telling me if he was to sneak a peek at his wife, this would be considered very weak and childish, and people in the room would disrespect him because they think he's of a weak character. Another thing to look out for is everyone's kind of noisy. I found this really interesting from a Western perspective. People don't really stop and watch and listen at any point in time. They're generally just talking to themselves. There's about 150, maybe 200 women in the room, and they're kind of chatting with each other. They'll go outside for a while, they'll come back, they might go home for an hour, have a sleep, they come back, maybe they don't come back, maybe they just go to their friend's house. It's very informal in terms of the people who are watching and attending. And this is because they have a wedding every weekend and it goes for 2 full days. They need to do other things as well, and this is a way to facilitate a lot of bonding and a lot of getting to know and spending time with people kind of time. So the expectation on the audience isn't as stringent as it might be in kind of a shorter Western ceremony.
So the bride and the groom have still not looked at each other yet. You'll notice that as she was coming out, Raj looked down the whole time, and you'll notice from the video of the wife-to-be, she had her head down the whole time so as not to see him. So they have not looked at each other at all yet. And I don't think they do look at each other for quite some time. I guess we'll find out. But this is something taken very seriously. Raj was explaining this to me. I'll mention it a little bit later, not in front of everyone here, but I'll talk about it later. He was saying how important it is not to see each other or look at each other before the appropriate time. You can see both the chests, especially of the woman, they're very nervous, incredibly nervous.
જેવું જેવું કામ તમે કરો એવા એવા અગ્નિની સ્થાપના કરવી પડે. યોજક નામની અગ્નિમાં ગંધાક્ષતપુષ્પાણીં સમર્પયામિ. લાલ સ્થાપનની આપણે પૂજા ગણપતિની કરી. હવે સફેદ સ્થાપનની અંદર સોનાનું શ્રીફળ છે એ 9 ગ્રહનું, બરોબર? 9 ગ્રહ, 12 ખાના, 12 રાશિ, એક એક ખાનાના એક એક રાશિનો એક એક સ્વામી. પહેલી રાશિ મેષ, વૃષભ, મિથુન, કર્ક, સિંહ, કન્યા, તુલા, મકર, કુંભ અને મીન. 12 રાશિના 12 સ્વામી, બરોબર? સ્વામી છે એ 9 ગ્રહની અંદરથી સ્વામી થાય, બરોબર છે? એટલે આપણા ધર્મ છે